What's up, you guys? So today I am going to be talking about the college recruiting process and how you can get recruited in college. Obviously, my experience is different than anyone else. I recently committed to playing college lacrosse, so I can use my own experiences to help you guys with your processes as well. But through the recruiting process, I found that there are some things that are pretty universal for everyone. If you want to see a video about my own college recruiting process, then give this video a thumbs up. So if you're a freshman in high school, you're probably at like the best spot right now because you are in the perfect spot to start emailing coaches, making connections, going to recruiting tournaments, and doing all these things. If you're a sophomore and you're seeing this now, that's when I started recruiting, was like last summer. By that point, I learned that I was a little bit behind the curve with things and I had a lot of catching up that I had to do. If you're planning on going to a recruiting tournament and you have a list of colleges that you're looking at, send them an introductory email. Just introduce yourself, say your grade, what team you play for, your jersey number, why you're interested in that college, and then end with like a question so then when they follow up, they have a question to answer to help kind of trigger that response. Also send them schedules for your tournaments that you're going to be in. Chances are they're going to be looking at a lot of girls at these tournaments and you have to send that email with your schedule at least 2 weeks in advance, because otherwise they're gonna already have their plan of who they're gonna see. So you can't just send it 2 days before and expect for them to see it and be at your game. There is a lot of planning involved with it, but it's worth it in the end. Another thing that's super important is making a highlight reel. All of my high school games are recorded, and luckily my dad tapes them all, so and I just went into all of our video that we have and I put together my own highlight reel. So that was good for me, but if you don't have any footage available, you could even just try to ask maybe like a parent if they could record something. Honestly, my highlight reel is probably one of the biggest things that got my foot in the door with the college that I'm going to. For me, it played a super big and really important role in getting recruited. And for making highlight reels, if you do have video, great. So I just used Huddle because for me, it was the easiest way. My entire team already had a Huddle account and we post all the video from games on that, so I was able to just take it from there and edit together my own highlight reel. It already has all of the tools in there to make a highlight reel. So basically you can take sections and you can like put circles around it and arrows to highlight yourself at the beginning of a clip so then coaches see right away, and then it goes on with the rest of the video. I would definitely recommend that, but this is not a sponsored video. If Huddle did ever want to sponsor me, like, go for it, But if colleges are still looking at your age group in tournaments, then they might see you there and then that might be good enough. But otherwise, if you can't make it to one of these tournaments, there's not a really other good way for them to see you. Unless, usually colleges run like summer clinics or fall or winter clinics or things. So then you can try to go to one of those and get one of the coaches to notice you. If you want to get noticed by a coach, you really need to make sure that you're playing to all your strengths and making sure that you're always working the hardest, and you have to make sure that you're showing off whatever special thing that you do that makes you stand out compared to all of the other players. Recruiting questionnaires. So with these, you don't have to do them for every single college that you're possibly considering under the sun. I would probably do it for just your top ones, so that gives them a little bit extra information about you, and then they have all your contact information. With some of them, they even let you attach a highlight video or any other information. So that's really nice to give just to the coaches that you really want to get the ball rolling with and are super interested in. And with these questionnaires, you can also attach your resume. I would probably recommend making one. Like, you don't need to, but it definitely makes you seem a little bit more professional and makes you seem like you know what you're doing. So with this, you should have your name, what recruiting class you're in, and then some pictures of you playing sports, and you should have information about your specific sport that you want to get recruited for, and then list any other sports that you may be involved in and any like awards and things that you've gotten for these. And then after you list all your sports and credentials for this, You can put any work or volunteering that you've done. At the very bottom, you can put contact information for your coaches. Just make sure to ask them before you send out their information because not all coaches may be okay with that. One of the biggest things to remember while you're going through this process though is that getting recruited is kind of like a business deal. They are trusting you for a 4-year commitment and you're giving that in return, and you have to act professional because it's just all of it is business with them trying to make their team better. You just really have to put your best foot forward when you're emailing coaches and talking to them. So then, say you get a coach's attention and they want to talk to you more. Say they want to give you a call. For me, this is what starts to make me a little bit more nervous because, I'm fine talking to people on the phone, but when it's like a coach that's interested in me, then in my head I'm thinking like, don't mess up, don't say anything dumb, you have to act professional and do all these things. I think I was putting too much pressure on myself. Most of these coaches are really nice and friendly. They understand that all these players are really nervous, and they might be a little nervous too or awkward because this is the first time you're talking to each other in person, and it's always gonna be a little bit weird at first. And if a coach calls you or you meet them in person, you should always have a list of questions ready that you can ask the coach, because usually at the end or somewhere along the line, they'll ask, do you have any questions for me? And one of the worst things you could probably do is say no. By asking questions, it shows that you're interested and you're curious and you really want to learn more about the college. It really just shows a lot of initiative by the player and interest in the school, and it just really makes you look a lot better if you have a few questions ready. So say you get through all that and the coach is really interested in you and they decide that they want to make you an offer. So then you can verbally commit. Then you would wait until your senior year and you would sign the national letter of intent on either the fall or spring date at your school. So then by that point, you're done, you're signed, and everything's good, and you're gonna play your sport in college. This was just a really quick overview of the whole college recruiting process and the steps involved. And obviously, I could go way more in depth to any of the steps that I listed. And if you do want to see more videos going more in depth, then leave a comment down below. Well, that's it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and good luck to you all in your own recruiting process.
I only sleep when I'm faded. Lately I sleep too much. They say I'm an alcoholic. I say I don't